Okay, so we've decided that your primary audience for the website is not actually your customer. It's in fact your search engine. That's Google, that's Bing, that's Yahoo, and down the line. It's imperative then that we figure out what the search engine is looking for in your website. Are they looking for pretty pictures? No, they don't see your pictures. Are they looking for cute styles? They don't see your styles. They don't actually even, mostly they don't actually even look at the video. What the search engine is really trying to get is relevant content that can be served in response to specific questions. Okay, let me say that again. Relevant content that can be served in response to specific questions. If I ask a question and if I ask a question of the search engine and the search engine provides me a relevant response, I will go into that page, look through it, and say, "Oh yes, this is what I want," and I will start to dig around into that website. If instead I ask a question of the search engine and it gives me a completely irrelevant response, I'm going to say, not a good response, I'm going to go away. Maybe I'll try another search engine because they have better results. The search engine will make a determination of what your site is about based on what are called keywords. And keywords are just, words that describe your business, describe your products, describe what you're trying to get across, services, what have you. Keywords tend to be those words that your customers will type into the search engine in order to find information about you. It's also important to make sure that your keywords are used in the context that is appropriate to those keywords. So if you are a sign company, for example, and if you remember back on the web card, we had Sousa Signs, back on that website was sousasigns.com. That's a sign company, but it also talks about interior signs and exterior signs and banners and truck lettering and antique lettering, etc. All the things that go into what makes a sign company. So how do you use your keywords? Well, the most important place to use your keyword is in your domain name. Lots of people want to have their website be, whatever my company is called .com. That may or may not be the best choice. If you recall, we have sousasigns.com was that website. Well, Sousa Signs is okay because it has signs, but one of the things that that particular customer was very interested in doing was drawing traffic from the city of Goffstown. We were able to register goffstownsigns.com and created that web card. So that web card sits out there as goffstownsigns.com and uses those keywords, Goffstown Signs. It's got an address in Goffstown. It's got all of these things that talk about Goffstown and signs in the right context, and then it points directly to sousasigns.com. Another place you must use your keywords is in your meta tags. These are some hidden tags that don't necessarily render on the page. There's a keywords tag, which is an opportunity for you to tell the search engine what you think your keywords are. There's a description tag, which is a place that holds the text that will render on the search engine. So if you search for something on the search engine and you come up with 12 results, it'll have the URL and then it'll have a little blurb. Well, that little blurb is more often than not the description element from your web page. It's important to use your keywords in your title tag. That's the thing up across the top of the bar, across the top of the web browser that has text up there. You would want to use it in your header tags. Headers are simply the big bold text on the website that says this is really what this page is about. Then you'd want to use it in the content after that. You'd want to use it in directory names. You'd want to use it in file names. You'd want to use it in links between pages of your website and from off your website back onto your website. Those are the places you're going to put your keywords. As I said before, what does it mean about context? Context is talking about all the things that go around your keywords. So if you're a web developer, you ought to be talking about blogs, you ought to be talking about photo galleries, you ought to be talking about domains, you ought to be talking about hosting and email accounts. If you're a web developer, you need to be in that context. And the search engines now employ artificial intelligence called latent semantic indexing. Big fancy technical stuff, forget it. But they're looking at the entire context of the website relative to the keywords.